Okay, and welcome back. I know I haven't been uploading on this channel very much, but figured I would go ahead and try something new, seeing as I have a lot of commuting to do currently. I have about an hour drive one way twice a week, so I figured it would be a good idea to start vlogging again and do little car talks. Not really sure where this thing is gonna go. Maybe we'll do some episodes, see how it catches on, figure out what's really going on, maybe do some current events and talk about that. But it's just kind of get back out there, get on the channel, get everyone together again, kind of, and see where everything is. So today I kind of just thought I would talk about technology, seeing as that's where a lot of stuff is in this country right now, and really that's where this world is going, I believe. We have so much technology coming out now that it's everywhere. If we look around, we have technology in our phones, in our cars. We have them in our homes now with all this new technology that lets you control your house through your mobile phone, which is just absurd if you think about it. The fact that I can pick up a phone and tap how hot I want my temperature to be, or figure out what room I want my lights turned off on if I forgot it. We also have technology in cars now, which is something I've been studying for a while now, as I have my associate's degree in auto technology, for those that were not aware. The new hybrids and all that stuff coming out, there's so much technology that you need to understand, like tons of electronics, to be able to compute in your own head what is going on to be able to fix the vehicle. But if we look around technology also, it's becoming something that everyone must have, and you're not able to really live your life unless you have technology. I mean, if you look around, every single person is on their phone, no matter what it is. If it's at dinner, if it's at movies, if it's in friend groups, instead of talking with each other, people are constantly on their phones. They don't know how to put it down, which is kind of scary if you think about it. Back a generation ago, people didn't have a cell phone. We communicated well, but now the fact that we have to constantly be checking our Facebook, updating Twitter, taking 300 photos of yourself a day just to make it seem like you're popular, or that you have to do it because all your friend groups are telling you to, just seems completely crazy to me. Like, I do all this stuff, but it makes no sense to me that you have to be updating it every 10 seconds or you're not cool or something like that. It's just crazy. The fact that we have been addicted to small things that we hold in our hand, and that is how we live our lives. We live through what we see in there. There's a lot of people that are not paying attention to what's going on in the world. Now, I'm not saying that it's perfect, but there are tons of different ways to fix it. Like, granted, I use my phone for email, for social networks too, for YouTube. I've been into that now, and it's just, our culture has gone into that. It's like that's the norm now. But like, I got my first phone when I was 15, and that at that point was cool. iPhones had just started coming out. The iPhone 3G was out at that point, and I just got a normal flip phone, basically. It was a little bit more advanced because it had the full slide-out keyboard, which was the newest thing, but that was what we had. We had texting and calling. We didn't have all the social networks on our phone at that point. Then little by little, that is what became the norm. We had to have the newest iPhone, the newest Samsung product. Now Google is stepping up and having a new smartphone of their own. But that's where this world is going, and it seems crazy to me. We're addicted to the newest technology, and if we don't have it, we are not normal, it seems. I don't know. Does that make sense to you guys? The fact that we must have technology or we are not part of the culture? Like, just looking at new things that came out for gaming, there's all these new technologies for virtual reality. We are so obsessed with technology that we can't actually go out and do something. We have to pick up a game and do something, which just, to me, seems crazy that we have to do that. are so many virtual reality things to do when you could go out and do everything yourself. Like, I think there's even virtual reality for like going to the park. I mean, come on, go outside, get fresh air, stop relying on technology. The fact that we have to do that is just kind of crazy to me. If I look ahead at future generations, it seems like that is all that's going to be used. That's kind of scary. We have all this nice nature around us, and everyone is having their heads down. If you look at train tracks now, they have installed flashing lights on the ground so that people don't get killed by a train. It's really that sad that they have to do that. If you think about that, where is the world going? Do we have any life left, or are we all just turning into robots that do the same monotonous thing over and over because our brain is telling us that's the social norm and we have to, or we won't be cool? It's kind of at that point where it's like, why do we do that? Why do we pick up our phone and look? Is it because we want to feel popular? Is it because we don't know what's happening in our social network, so we feel safe in our phone? There's a lot of different reasons. Some people, maybe that is it. They just don't have any idea as what is they're supposed to do for a social life, and they feel scared and alone and have no idea how to interact with people. And they take to social networks or to texting or to group chats or Facebook or Instagram to talk while they're behind a screen, so that if there's something bad, they don't physically see themselves in front of people. That kind of seems sad to me. I mean, the whole point of being around is to have relationships, to build and trust people, and to work together. And the fact that we might be ashamed of ourselves or scared of ourselves, and we have to use our phone to hide the fact that we have these feelings, is kind of interesting, but at the same time odd that we don't know how to really behave with them. It's kind of changed the whole culture of everything, if you think about it. Back before Facebook and Twitter and all that stuff was introduced, we did letters, we did conversations with each other. It's gone to a whole new level, I believe, where if we don't know how to do that, then we aren't normal. We need to somehow figure out where we are and bring it back a few steps, because I'm afraid eventually we won't know the basic skills of communication or writing letters. We're going to be forced to do everything on a computer, and that is kind of scary. And eventually the technology, could it take over? That's another possibility. There's tons of movies out like iRobot and stuff where we have all these computers helping us out, and eventually they take over as the humans. And that is kind of scary if you think about it. Will we lose our lives in what we normally do to be gone to a computer, basically, and then forced to do monotonous tasks because the computers are telling us to? If we think about that, it just blows my mind that the way we are now, there are so many things demanding our attention, and technology is driving that force. Now, technology can be great in so many ways. The fact that we have things like phones, we're able to FaceTime people in our family that we may not be able to see. Like if you live on the East Coast of the United States and you're trying to talk to someone who's on the West Coast of the United States, you don't really get to do that unless you pick up a phone. The fact that we have technology where we can video chat each other now, or Skype each other, or all that, that is fantastic. That helps so many people. That helps families stay in touch. It helps with doctors when they have ideas or questions, or a doctor on another part of the state has the solution to some medical problem that they don't know yet. They can use that technology to assist each other and grow the future and help one another. But the fact that we don't know how to limit ourselves is what's scary. Technology is great. I love it. I use it all the time for my work, for my school. I'm growing constantly with it and learning what the new thing is. I love to use technology, but at some point it comes to a time where you have to say, okay, I need to place this down and actually live my life, or I'm going to turn into something I don't like. Does that make sense? I mean, go ahead and leave your thoughts down below as to your opinions on technology, or whether it's good or bad. Let's just start a conversation, see where this takes us, and go ahead and see how this goes. Also, I'm not really sure, like I said, where I want to take this. So if you have any type of ideas as to what type of topics would be a good thing to discuss, post those down below too, and we'll be able to expand this and maybe make it a small series if that's how it goes. Not really sure where this is going to go at this point. I'm just trying it out. But the fact that technology is so prevalent in our generation, and kids younger, as they come into the world, are going to be introduced to all this technology, made sense to kind of start here and branch off on stuff and figure out what's good, what's not going so good. Is this actually make sense for us to have? Now, don't get me wrong in the fact that technology, I don't like it, or I think it's completely going to destroy the world. I don't. I think it's going to help in so many ways, but I don't know if, at this time, if humans are ready to accept all this new technology that we are bringing out, and if that is going to change how we act as normal people, or if that's going to make it so that our brain grows and develops in a different way, that we don't make all the same connections because we have machines and technologies that are doing the basic things for us, that we forget how to do that. I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but that's where things sometimes look. And if that does happen, that is kind of scary that we don't have that. But again, leave your comments and let me know what your guys' thoughts are on it. And we'll go ahead and branch off on other topics for now. So, as everyone knows, it is election time, and at this point, personally, I am done listening to everyone about everything, and I think everything is crazy. At this point, it just seems like everyone is arguing with each other over the election stuff, and neither one of them seem to have a full idea as to what is going on. Now, I know people are going to go, oh, Trump is so great at this and this and this, and Hillary sucks at that, and then the Hillary side is going to be, oh, Hillary does this way better, and Trump sucks at everything. I don't want that stuff in the comments. I don't want to be forced to disable comments for this video. But I want to discuss stuff in the comments below if you guys want to. Go ahead and put down why you think this, why you think that, and elaborate. Don't just state facts. Go ahead and, well, this person said that, so if we think about it, that makes more sense than doing it this way. Go ahead and have a discussion, but don't start arguing. I do not want to have that stuff happen at all. That's not my intent of this video, and that's not really where I want to see anything go. At this point, I'm just saying I am sick of listening to everyone personally, and I don't think either one of them have the best ideas for the country, nor do I think they have the dumbest ideas for the country. I'm kind of stuck in the middle as to what's going on. Both of them seem to be right now acting completely childish, and that just doesn't make any sense as to why you would be acting that way when you're trying to run for the biggest job in the country. It's the #1 job, and you guys, to me, seem like you're acting like children. I don't know. Go ahead and leave that in the comments, and we'll figure out what happens from there. But the election at this point seems kind of a waste of time, and no matter what, it seems like people are going to argue over whoever the winner is. That just isn't right. Obviously, there's never going to be a perfect solution for who's going to run the country, but normally there is a big majority of people saying this person should, and there's a smaller portion saying that this portion should. But right now, it seems like everything is split 50-50 amongst the country, or pretty close to it. So that means no matter who ends up winning this, there's gonna be a lot of bickering, and there's gonna be a lot of trouble caused by the opposite side of whoever doesn't win. Now just think about that. We already have so many things happening. Do we really want to cause another problem of this person does this, or that person does that? I don't know. It's something to think about. Now, I'm not saying I have all the ideas. I don't have the slightest idea of how to run the country or much about government, but I do know that we need basic things like following the law, keeping things safe, and not running around and doing childish things. I'm afraid no matter who wins this, that is what's going to happen. That people are going to start doing dumb stuff, going to start causing problems, and that there's going to be a lot of heat going on over something that's really not that smart. Now, a lot of people have in the past said, oh, if Trump wins, I'm going to go to Canada, or if Hillary wins, I'm going to leave the country. Why are you going to leave it? A lot of people, it seems like, don't know that the president doesn't have the full power to do whatever he or she wants to do with the country. There's a lot of checks and balances in this country, thank God, and that keeps everyone from having a monarchy ruling them. That's the whole thing that we did. We left the United Kingdom and declared our own independence so that we don't have one person leading us forever, demanding how we do stuff, that we have the right to vote and all that stuff. I mean, it's basic knowledge of the government, but it seems like during this time, people always forget that stuff, and they always freak out over this person is going to be stuck in here forever, and anything that they say is going to happen. And that just simply is not the fact. The fact is, we have Congress, we have the president, we have so many people that do checks and balances. Now, granted, it does change depending on how many Democrats versus Republicans are in the office at that time versus how the country will lean when it comes to decision making, but there's more equal say in stuff than extreme left or extreme right, which is what everyone seems to be thinking is how the government works. Now, there's gonna be people commenting on this saying, you're stupid, you don't know what's going on, and I'll give it to them. I don't know the full thing of government. I really don't care about it, but the fact that every channel that you turn on, every radio station that you listen to has some political ad slamming the other person instead of telling them your points and what you want to do as the president makes no sense to me. The whole point is to show what you're bringing, not this person can't and won't be able to do that. To me, that just seems like it's a waste of time to listen and a waste of time on your part to even give us that information, because there's nothing benefiting us. It just says you don't like this person and that they can't do it, but it doesn't say what you are then going to do to help that problem. When that happens, it's just like, why are you bothering doing this? Again, I don't want this to become a big political war over this person wins, this person sucks. I don't want to have that at all. I want to have a genuine conversation in the comments. A lot of people in the past have been very great with their comments, very respectful. I want to keep that trend. I want my community on this channel to be understanding of one another, help each other, and show what is going on in their minds. But I don't want them at the same time to then slam other people in the comments saying that they're stupid, they're ironic, they have no idea what they're doing, and then make this a whole war, because then that's just not what I want to do at all. I don't want that problem, but I do want to bring up the fact that this is a current event. This is happening at this time. The election is within this month, and see what your guys' thoughts are. So go ahead, leave comments about what you want to see on this channel. If this seems interesting, a little car show as I drive on my commutes, ideas for what we could talk about, and then ideas on where do you think technology is and if it's good, and your ideas on the current standing of the United States president, and give some feedback as to what your thoughts are when you're doing this process, not just the other person's dumb and sucks. Positive comments, keep it good. Thanks for watching, and I'm glad to be back on YouTube, and I'll see you guys later.